Welcome back to Tom's Garage again, boys and girls. Good morning. Today, had a fella bring me this Ryobi. Let's see, this is a 4,000 watt surge inverter generator. He said it quit with him and it wouldn't crank. So we're going to figure it out. We are going to figure it out. First thing we're going to do is check the oil. Oh yeah, where's the dipstick? There it is. I guess this is a Predator engine. I went ahead and unhooked the oil sensor and it hit a little bit. But let's check the oil. Let's check some oil. Let's check the oil. It's awful black and nasty. It might be a little low. First thing we're going to do is change the oil in this thing. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Let me grab my bucket. Nice little drain right there. Good place for it. Shouldn't make a mess with that. Wow. Okay. I just know that's going to go all over my sleeve. Yeah. My goodness. It sure is. Pouring slowly. Get a block of wood put under the front of it. Tilt it back a little bit, make it pour a little faster. It may just be low oil. It sure is dribbling awful slow, and golly, that's going to take an hour to drain. Whew. Anyway, well, we ain't got a choice. Let's lower it down a little bit. I'm going to check that fuel in the tank. He uses this thing all the time. He's a lighting contractor. You know, they have to cut all the lights out and replace all the light fixtures, so he uses this to run construction lights throughout the building. Let's take a look at the fuel tank, see what kind of shape it's in. Yeah, it's a little crusty in there, a little bit. Let me grab another pan. I want to pull some of that fuel out of there and see what kind of shape it's in. Looks pretty fresh. It ain't stale or nothing. It's not yellow. I don't believe that's a problem. I think the fuel is good. All right, I'm gonna hit pause. I'm gonna let this thing just drain for a little while. We'll fill it back up with oil. We'll plug back in the oil sensor. We'll see if it'll run. If it won't, we'll check the spark plug. That's obvious. And we'll go from there. So y'all hang with. Be right back when this thing's done draining. All right. About an hour later, that thing got done dribbling. So now we're going to put the Earl in it. Grab a rag. Where's my rag? There it is. Put the oil back in. I don't know if you're supposed to thread that dipstick in to check it or not. I'm just going to fill it to where it's, a lot of people tell me they fill it to where it starts about halfway up the threads, which is good. That's good enough for me. That's what I'll do. Let's see where we are. It's pretty full there. That may be a little too much. That's at the top of the threads. Yeah, I might pour a little bit of that back out. I don't think that's too much. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pull over to the edge of the table. Well, I ain't gonna pour out enough to really amount to anything, so. So I'll just drain it in here. There we go. That'll work, that'll work. All right, that's about halfway up the threads. That's good enough. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in this low oil sensor back in. Before I just pop my knuckles. Okay. Just spin this thing around so we can full start it. I'm gonna turn the auto idle off. Okay. This switch is connected to the fuel valve, so when you turn it off, you're actually turning the fuel off and you're killing the ignition at the same time with that little micro switch. That's choke. That turns the fuel on, and if it's warm, you unchoke it and it'll run with the fuel on. So that's where we want to put it. I'm gonna take this cover off right here so I can see if I can get my eyeball in there and make sure that choke is working. Okay, right there. So right there is where the choke starts opening. So you need to, so if you put it like right here thinking it's cold, it's about a third of the way open there, so we'll make sure we leave it right there. There's a happy medium between turning the fuel on and activating the choke. So, give it a pull. Let's see, get the oil in it, fuel cap is on, auto idle is off. Okay. And she is not cranking. Why is that fuel clamp right there? That clamp is supposed to be here. Somebody's had that fuel filter off. The fuel filter is full. Let's swap the spark plug. Where did we get to the spark plug at? There it is right there. It's kind of hard to get in there to it. Check the obvious first. We'll see if we just need a new spark plug. That's one of those cheap ones. That's one of those cheap Amazon spark plugs. I don't even know what brand that is. That'll make it easy to get to. Looks like a BP R6ES, I guess is what I'll put in it. Let's check for spark. Let's check for spark. Well, how am I going to do that? I have to pull this backwards. Let's see if we got spark here. Well, let's see, this is all the way to the left is off and it's operating the switch. Let's see, all the way to the left. And that's when you, so right there. I really can't pull it hard and fast enough to see if it's got spark. I don't believe it's got any spark. I don't believe it's got any spark. Let's spin it back around here and look. Let's lower the... There's the coil right there. That's the kind of coil that doesn't rest against the flywheel. Let's see, you can't really find a good place to unplug it. Let's unplug the oil sensor again, see if it gives us spark. See if something might be wrong with that oil sensor. Turn the light off so we can see. All right. No, I don't think we're getting any spark. No sparkage. No spark. Let's see. We need to follow this back. What is the... So we got a green wire. Coming from that micro switch right there, we got a green wire and a black wire. I'm going to unplug that black wire. Let's see. Let's trace that green and black wire back. Where does it go? Green and black wire. It goes up into some big old electrical connections. I don't know. Huh. I don't know. It goes up into the black and green wire from the that kill switch up there comes out right back there, right there, and it goes, well, it goes into here, into that panel. Don't know. I am not an electrician. I am not an electrician. Let's take and put another BPR 6ES in here and give it a squirt, because I may not be pulling that thing hard enough to activate that, to be able to see if I've got it. I can't pull it and look at the same time. I tell you, it done got cold and windy out here today. I'm so pretty. And I sure don't want to have to pull that shroud off to put my drill on it to spin the engine. There's too much stuff in the way. All right, let's see what that gives us. Okay, that's off. And that's choke. See what that gives us. Nothing. Let's open the choke. Give it a squirt to see if it's a fuel problem. Well, there you go. It's a fuel problem. Evidently, I wasn't pulling it hard enough to be able to see the spark tester. Okay. It's leaking like a sieve right there. I wonder if that's got something to do with it. Look at that. Looks like that fuel line is kinked. Huh. That's weird. That fuel line's kinked. Let me grab a 10mm wrench. I want to see if anything comes out of that bowl right there. To me, that fuel line looks like it's clinked and not letting fuel in. It ought to be running out by now. Barely a little bit. That's water. That's water. That thing's full of water. Look at that. That's pure water. I'll be a monkey's uncle. Okay. Well, looks like this is going to turn into a carburetor cleaning video. Yay! Absolutely full of water. He probably leaves it on the back of his truck and lets it get rained on, probably. That's what it is. It's just full of water. Okay. Grab my flashlight. Let's get busy. Boom. I gotta do something about that too. Golly, that thing's full of water. I can't believe that. Okay. Grab your 10mm. Okay. And I bet you that fuel tank's probably got a lot of water in it. I mean, where else would the water have come from? Yep. Grab my hose clamp. I got it wedged in there. Let's grab something and pour that gas out of that filter. I want to see what's in there. Let's grab, this is a nice clean pan here. This is what we'll use. It looks like gasoline to me. There's a piece of the filter that come out of it. Cheap Amazon stuff. That's pure gasoline. I don't see no water in it. Huh. That bowl was slap full. Okay. Get that clamp off there. I'm going to let this fuel tank drain. Let me go over the table to get an idea of how much is in there. It's probably got another quart, maybe a quart and a half. Maybe not that much. We'll just let it drain. I'm gonna grab another bucket because that was fixing to get too full. Let me find something clean. Well, we know it runs. It's not an electrical problem. It's definitely a fuel problem. Looks clean. I don't see any water in it. But why would the bulb be full? Because the water is the heaviest thing. It'll come out first. Huh. Tell you what we'll do. We'll finish draining this tank. I'll just stick that plug back in the bowl. I'm going to squirt a little carb cleaner up inside that bowl. I'm going to pull that very bottom nut off the bowl right there. I squirted up in here, but down here it's probably still got some in it. Just loosen that, let it kind of dribble out. Oop, let me grab this bucket right here. Be right back. All right, let's finish taking this off. Let's just take this bolt here that holds the bowl on. Let's just take it all the way out. I think that bowl's going to stick to the carburetor. That way we can know this draining properly, draining completely. Grab my carb spray. I'm going to spray into the drain plug hole, and it ought to come out the bottom hole we just took out. There we go. What a mess. Okay. We'll try that first. All right, everything in the tank is drained, and it looks fine. So I'm gonna leave that out for a second. Let's find him another good fuel filter. Let's see what we use. I don't think about that. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we'll try that one. Come on, clamp, get on the hose here, boy. There you go. All the way home. Gotta go over past that hump right there. Ow, I just bent my fingernail completely backwards. That was nice. There we go. I'm going to cut this fuel line back. That's too much. It causes it to kink. Let's see. I'll cut it off right about there. Get the. I did about rip my fingernail off. What did I do with the other clamp? There it is. Work it all the way on. May have to get some bigger clamps. There we go. Get it past that barb. All right. Just like that. Okay. Well, let's put some fresh fuel in it. Let's get this bottom bowl bolt put back on. Where's the hole? Right over there. I hope we ain't got to take this carburetor off to clean it. Maybe that done the trick right there, just draining it completely and blowing carb cleaner up in there. All right. Now we'll put the drain plug back in there. We'll put some fuel in it and hope for the best. All right. Now we'll lower it down to some fresh fuel in it. Yeah, like I said, he uses this thing often, so it's not a case of this thing sitting and fuel getting stale. This is go-to little generator. Uses it on every job. That ought to be plenty. Give that thing a moment to fill up the bowl. Well, we don't have the filter on. There it goes. I'm going to take that drain plug out. Let it kind of flow through. Let me turn the fuel off. Take this back off. All right, turn the fuel on. Let it fill up the bowl. Well, may not have enough fuel in it. It ain't coming out. It ain't filling up the filter just yet. Because right now that is on run. That fuel should be on. I don't even see it. I don't even see it reaching the fuel filter. Fuel level might be too low to start going inside that pickup line. Let's look in there and see. Yeah, there's nothing that sticks up. That fuel filter ought to be filling up. Well, I'm gonna take a little puff of air and go up in that bowl. Why is it not getting fuel? That's just coming out of the tank vent. Let's pull the line off right here. Fuel on that line's damaged. I can probably get that in there. There it goes. Unless that pickup hole up there is clogged. There it goes. That is weird. That is weird. Maybe that filter was full, we just didn't see it. Or it didn't fill. Maybe we got a problem with that fuel valve. Things make you go, Well, we'll just follow it on down the line. We'll take it off from this side and see if we got flow through the fuel valve. Yep. Something's wrong with this fuel line. Something is wrong with this. I bet you the darn needle is stuck. Well, I didn't want to do that, but we gotta take it apart. Take it apart. Hope that water hadn't hurt this thing. Can't lose that. Gotta get that crankcase vent line off the back of this housing. Pull that off. There we go. Now we can get to the carburetor. Carburetor. And let's get this charcoal canister thing out of the way so we can just pull that all the way away like that without taking anything else apart. So you can't even blow through it. Can't. Let's pull the fuel line off, make sure that's not just what it is, the fuel line, before we take it apart any further. Because I have seen, like on Hondas, this fuel line will come apart from the inside, delaminate on the inside, and block itself completely up. Eliminate one thing at a time. Yep. Okay. Fuel line's clear. Something is going on here. It's got some sort of plastic insert in there. Let's stick something in there. Let's stick something in there and find out what it is. Stuck it in that far. Well, let's pull the carburetor off. We're gonna have to get to. Let's see. I don't want to unplug none of that stuff. There we go. Can't lose the gasket. Let's see. Get this wire out from under there. Let's reach over here and get this opened up a little bit. That'll give us a little bit more wire to pull the carburetor back. That'll let us. I'm sitting there with the camera and the flashlight pointing right at the camera. There we go. Okay. Well, let's take this bolt off. Boom. Looks like a beard hair. There you go. Well, there you go. Ugh. Mercy, mercy, look at that. Good grief. Man. Well, looks like we're taking this off and taking it apart. That is crazy. That is crazy. This is just like one of those suitcase generators I said I wasn't gonna work on anymore. Stuff always sneaks in. Let's see, I need to take it. Do I want to take it off there or take it off here? I think I want to take it off here. Where'd the little screw go? There it is. Here. So I gotta remember how this was. I didn't look when it come apart. So that's gonna have to go back in there like that. It's gotta go back together just like that. Just like that. Okay. Wow. What did I do with my favorite carburetor cleaning pan? There it is. All right. Wow, that thing is nasty. Yeah. I don't want to hurt that gasket because it's eventually going to fall off with me. No, it seems to be stuck pretty good. I'm going to leave it alone. And of course the jet is clogged completely up. Wow. Where's my little screwdriver? There it is. We'll do a quickie little carb cleaning. Grab another can. This is empty. The can is empty. Okay, good flow there. Good flow there. All right. That seat looks good and clean. Still got a little bit of crud right there. Get some of that crud off there. Oop. Oh. I don't know what we're going to do about that bowl. I think I might have another carburetor over there in the junk pile I can rob the bowl off of. All right. Looks pretty good. I can barely see these holes. I'm hitting them pretty good though. Right. Well, the rest of it looks pretty clean. Put that back in. Put that back in. Screw that down. Hope that little bowl gasket right there ain't stretched itself out of shape, because I don't have another one of them. Let's see, one of these usually has a flat side. Sometimes if this bowl gasket gets carb cleaner or gasoline on it, it'll swell and you can't get it back in for nothing. Hey, we might get lucky. I think we might. Well, can't put the bowl on yet. Ugh. Goodness gracious. Ooh, look at that. He says he uses, I don't believe that. No. That's just crazy. Look at that. God. That is crazy. Once you start getting rust like that, it's just going to continue. Wow. That water, and it turns the rust, it just eats that zinc coating off of that thing, and this is going to keep on rusting back with you. Let me grab a Scotch-Brite. That's what all that black is rust. Well, I believe we're just going to have to hope for the best with this one. But why would the bulb be full of water and not any in the fuel tank? Makes you wonder if somebody sabotaged him. I don't know. I keep thinking this is my cell phone laying there. Yeah. Well, I think that's about as good as we're going to get. Yep. Let's see, the carburetor is on there like that. I want this to be pointed kind of like that. What did I do with the nut? The bowl nut. I got too many towels laying around here. What did I do with the bowl nut? What did I do with it? Where did it go? Where did it go? Put this back over there before we lose it. Uh-oh. Well, I'm trying to hold this in one hand, hit the camera in the other hand so I can say, "Mommy." Pal, found it. You're in the jailhouse now. All right. Now let's clean this secondary outer circuit jet. Yeah, everything above that bowl is pretty clean, but just all that schmutz in the bottom of it. Okay. Put it back in yonder. Right. All right. I can see the dirt residue on this thing is exactly where it was screwed into, right there. All right. Didn't leave anything laying around we might need. Nope, we're good. Back to it. Ooh, listen to that wind out there. Goodness gracious. Wow. Okay, now we've got to get that screwed back on top of here. Here's the two little screws. That's got to go in there like that. It's still in there, right? Yes, that's correct. Don't lose a little lock washer on top of there. I didn't drop it, it jumped. Y'all saw that. Right. All right. That's got to go. How was that on there? There. Right. Kind of like, I have no idea. Just like that. All right. Gasket is good. Get this spark plug wire back over here. Get that back yonder like that. Pull that back around so it can go under and around. Back to the fuel valve. Ooh, somebody's getting on it. I'm gonna stick my hand in there and get this little wire keeper back on. A wire crimper. Ooh, I think every vertebrae in my neck just popped. I can't forget the gasket. It's got it on just like that. Let's see, that needs to go. How exactly does that need to route? Turn the fuel on yet. All right, that one's on. That one's on. Spacer needs to go back in there. Okay, what do we look like? charcoal canister in. Put the clamp back on it. And then we'll put the crankcase vent hose back on there. Okay, so far so good. I still got the drain plug taken out. All right, let's turn the fuel on. Well, don't do that yet. You don't have the fuel, the little plug back in there first. Let the bowl be filling. Ooh, it's 3:30. Let's see, do we still have the oil sensor unplugged? We do. We know that's not what it was, but it sure needed an oil change, I'll tell you that. Let this thing fill. Well, there you go. All that troubleshooting diagnosis. Ended up being full of water in the bowl. Okay. Well, that's a Ryobi generator. I guess that's a Predator engine. Don't know anything really about Predator engines. Well, I guess we got this one fixed. I'll call him and tell him to come get it. I just don't believe he uses it that often. I mean, look, you've seen the shape of that bowl. That's weird. It don't do it that fast. That's from sitting for a while. Well, thanks for watching another Tom Living video, boys and girls. Thanks for helping me diagnose another generator, another engine problem. Won't crank. Well, it cranks now. That's all that matters. Y'all be good. Love one another. Smile on your brother. Eat your vitamins. And hey, man, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good.